Investing is one of the best ways to generate wealth, but the path to personal wealth isn't always a clear one. For instance, saving your first $100,000 can seem extraordinarily difficult if you start from scratch. But reaching this milestone is the most important because building wealth can be much easier once you get there. As your money begins to compound, the first $1 million will arrive much earlier than anticipated. Instead of checking your investments and feeling like no progress is being made, focus your time and effort on areas that will provide the best bang for your buck. This video offers 9 tips to help you set aside your first $100,000. And listen carefully for one tip that will free up a huge chunk of your budget. Number 1. Earn extra income. Unsurprisingly, earning more is the easiest way to save and invest more money. But frugality has a limit. You can only save so much money, but theoretically, there's no limit when it comes to earnings. Consider starting a side hustle that could allow you to earn more money that will be earmarked for investing. There are endless opportunities for starting your own small business, many of which allow for flexible schedules. Working a side hustle for a few hours on the weeknights or the weekends can help you increase the amount you can save drastically. By bringing in more money instead of only trying to reduce expenses, you fund your investments without impacting your day-to-day life. Number 2. Avoid lifestyle inflation. Inflating your lifestyle to meet your income is one trap that will ensure you never get ahead. Did you know that the average millionaire saves 64% of their income? As people earn more, almost everyone is tempted to spend more or inflate their lifestyle. They suddenly feel they deserve a newer, fancier car and should be dining at finer establishments. Spending tends to rise to meet earnings, but this trap will guarantee you're broke forever with little chance of ever getting ahead. If every time you receive a pay increase, you feel as though you deserve to spend it all, and you're never going to be setting aside money for investments, save most of it instead of falling into this trap when you receive a raise. This is especially important when your portfolio is small because most funds aren't from interest. They're going to be funds you contributed. This single habit is perhaps the largest reason that the rich get richer. Number 3. Tax plan. You might not realize it, but taxes are likely one of your largest personal expenses. Contributions to a 401k or IRA are tax deductible, which means you receive a tax break for using them. When you don't have to pay tax on your contribution, you will reach that $100,000 milestone much faster. Investing in one of these tax advantage accounts will avoid immediate taxes, and your savings will continue to grow tax-deferred. If an employee earned a $50,000 salary and contributed $10,000 to a 401k, their annual taxable income would be $40,000. While Roth IRAs have their advantages too, utilizing a 401k and IRA can help you grow your savings quickly. Number 4. Reduce housing costs. If you're like most people, housing is your single largest expense. When you pay your rent or mortgage, utilities, and all related costs, it might seem like there's hardly anything left over. Even if there is, it probably doesn't seem like much when trying to reach $100,000. Because housing tends to consume a huge portion of your budget, it's wise to consider reducing or eliminating this expense, at least temporarily, while establishing a portfolio. There are many ways to do this, including living with roommates, staying with friends and family in a mutually beneficial arrangement, or living in a lower-cost area. Even house hacking can be done with less money than you'd think. When you reduce or eliminate this expense, you'll be shocked at just how much extra money you have at the end of the month that can be set aside. Number 5. Take advantage of a 401k match. It means that your employer contributes a certain amount to your retirement savings plan based on the amount of your annual contribution. If a 401k is available at your workplace, the employer will match 50 cents for every dollar you contribute, up to 6% of your salary. This means if your annual income is $50,000, you could invest $3,000 and your employer will match $1,500. That match is like getting an immediate risk-free 50% return on your investment. Number 6. Choose the right investments. Paying no attention to what you're investing will cost you an incredible amount of money by missing out on potential growth. Investors who are just starting should primarily focus on earning excellent returns. Yet it's extremely common for someone to open a 401k without knowing what they're invested in. Higher returns come with higher risk, but this doesn't mean you should be reckless with your money by purchasing speculative stocks and random cryptocurrencies. Your goal should be to earn a sizable but reasonable profit by constructing a diversified portfolio. An excellent way to do this is by investing in a fund that tracks the S&P 500. This means you'll participate in the growth of fast-growing companies while also owning about 500 different stocks across many different sectors. Another choice is to buy an S&P 500 growth fund, which provides many of the same benefits but with more emphasis on growth. Number 7. Don't try to time the market. It's frightening when your investments lose value. This situation can have you wondering if the market will ever recover. Selling at the top and buying back at the bottom would be a great way to lock in profits and buy back at a discount, but it's almost impossible to do this successfully. Average investors who have attempted this in the past usually don't buy back in until it's too late, and they've missed out on most of their profit. When you're amassing your first $100,000, don't worry about how the market is performing. Sometimes it will provide great returns, and other times you'll be in the red. Instead of micromanaging your investments and worrying about every market shift, focus on putting away as much money as possible and riding the ups and downs for the long term. Number 8. Purchase low-cost investments. Keeping your investment cost low is important when trying to reach your first $100,000. Fees for your investments usually come in two forms: commission for making a trade, and expense ratios for index funds and ETFs. In the past, it was common practice for brokers to charge a fee every time you made a purchase. However, companies still charge expense ratios. This is the yearly cost you'll have for owning an index fund or ETF. Index funds and ETFs that track the performance of a benchmark, such as the S&P 500. If these are created equal, you should choose the lowest cost option. Fidelity's S&P 500 fund charges an expense ratio of 0.09% of your total investment, while Vanguard's charges 0.03% of your total investment for an equivalent product. Number 9. Reinvest all dividends. When you begin seeing dividends deposited into your account just for owning a stock, it can be tempting to use that money. Maybe you could use it to treat yourself to a nice meal or begin planning your next vacation. People love dividends and the cash flow they provide, but you must remember your goals when looking at what to do with that free money. One of the most important things you can do to increase your returns in the stock market is to reinvest the dividends instead of taking the cash. It's tempting to spend your dividends on something exciting, but plowing those payments back into the stock or fund that paid them is often the best move you can make. Reaching the $100,000 mark can be intimidating when beginning your investment journey. Fortunately, there are many things you can do that will help you reach the milestone in no time. Implementing these habits early on will set you up for years of wealth creation. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe for more content on personal finance and investing.